Hi, Kevin Yoder here. Welcome back to another episode of KevinYoder.tv. Of course, I'm the CEO and Chief Marketing Officer of Yoder Real Estate in Grand Rapids, Michigan. The purpose of this video blog is to give insight and answers to questions that I'm hearing all the time from home buyers and sellers across West Michigan and sometimes from across the country. Very specifically, we are going to delve in today for a very important question. We're going to answer the question, what today's sellers want. There's a recent article that was written as a result of the annual report from the National Association of Realtors. They do an annual profile of home sellers and buyers. And last year they asked 131 questions of home sellers and buyers across the country. And then the data comes out and it allows us as real estate professionals to do a better job of what we do if we actually read the information and then put it into action. Here are a few interesting stats and figures from the article, and I'm going to give you a bonus at the end of this video. So stay tuned. It's just 2 minutes away. Stay with me on this one. Here's what we know. Sellers are staying put in their homes longer. I think we've all heard the average is about 8 years. Well, in fact, it was from 1987 to 2008. Sellers were staying put in their homes for about 6 years. Recently, that number has gone up to about 10 years. Now it's about 10 years on average. We don't really know why. We think it's because of the market decline and then sellers just wanting to gain more equity before they go and sell their house. Now, the other stats are as follows. 89% of all sellers are working with a real estate professional. That leaves, of course, the other 11% for sale by owner. Listen to this part. 62% of all sellers were satisfied. And that leaves right around 39% of sellers were either dissatisfied or somewhat satisfied. So there's a 39% opportunity here to improve the level of service being provided to home sellers across the country. I don't really view that as a negative. I view that as an opportunity and a challenge, and one that we can all take on to help improve the level of service, especially in this changing industry. The highest priority for sellers beyond anything else was marketing. So that's interesting. It's interesting. 21% of all sellers thought that the number one priority was marketing. And I would say that if you are interviewing agents, if you're like the sellers across the country that were polled, pay attention to that piece because it is critical. 1/5 of all the things that sellers wanted was marketing, which of course drives activity, which of course drives more buyers. And then of course that was followed by the timeline. How timely would the home sell? About 20% cared about that. Now, the number one factor that drove the decision to hire an agent beyond anything else was reputation. That makes a lot of sense to me. One's reputation in real estate precedes them. And nowadays, with online profiles and online reviews, it's quite easy to find out what one's reputation is, how one is doing in the industry, and how that might translate into success in the home selling process. Reputation. One last stat for you. For sale by owner activity is declining. Back in the 80s, there were a lot more for sale by owners, right around 15%. And in as they ended 2017, only 8% of all home sellers were in the category of for sale by owner. Of that group of for sale by owners, typically they knew the buyer through a networking opportunity when they sold it for very close to list price. The other group, which sold it for much less than their indicated list price, did not know the buyer. Something to keep in mind. Okay, that's what sellers want according to the profile report from 2017. What do you want? If you'd like to share that with me, go ahead and give me a call or email me below, kevin@yoderrealestate.com. And I'm going to leave you with this. We're ending an interesting year. This is the fall market. We're heading into that. We've had a seller's market all year. The question that's coming up, of course, is what kind of market are we facing in 2019? I put together a forecast based on all the information available to us as real estate professionals. If you'd like to know the forecast for West Michigan for 2019, shoot me an email, give me a call, let me know that. If you just send me an email, kevin@yoderrealestate.com, and put in the subject line, market forecast, I will send that report to you and it'll give you a pretty good idea of what's going to happen, what's on the horizon for real estate. A lot of changes happening. Interest rates are up. They're pushing up to 5% as of yesterday. And home prices are going to change. And we'll talk about that. I'm not going to tell you what they're going to do. So email me, reach out to us, kevin@yoderrealestate.com. I'm Kevin Yoder. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.